This is my psychic opinion. This podcast is not here to offend anybody, but this is my take. This may trigger you. So I advise, if you are faint-hearted, not to watch this. This is your psychic LG, and I want you to sit back and relax, and let's look in to the looking glass. Good evening, guys. This is your psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. I want you all to sit back and relax, and we're going to look into the looking glass. And it's nice to be back. I've been having a little bit of a rest, and I hope you're all keeping well in these trying times. Sometimes when I'm doing these looking glass videos, sometimes I have to wait for things to fall into place, otherwise it can get a little bit repetitive. But as you know, there's been a lot of things falling into place recently. As I did say that there would be scandals with a well-known man in the UK, and that's just recently happened with Russell Brand. So we're going to be looking into that tonight and amongst other things. So sit back and relax. Well, as you know, there's been the recent hoo-ha going on with the Biden indictment. And let's see for it to phase over. All right. I'm getting a lot of fog with this, okay? And I'm not so sure. I don't see anything coming from it. Not at the moment. It's not coming out. But nor do I see this divide in the United States of America going away for a very long time. We are living in very trying times, guys. And I do see a handful of criminal trials coming up for 45. And this is going to be a roller coaster of the next 12 months. Okay. I'm also feeling here, as I look into this crystal ball, that I see a well-known woman on the spotlight. And there's going to be two, not just one, there's going to be two, one with fair hair, one with dark hair. And I feel there's going to be some, I'm not so sure if it's scandals or I see everybody arguing about this. So watch for that. Possibly big news coming out there, okay? Now, as you know, there's been a lot of talk about the EBS alert coming up in the USA. And this happened in the UK a little while ago. And, you know, they're talking about it all on social media and the truth community and everything, that something's going to happen around about that time. Guys, I don't see anything happening. Remember, I see things the way I see things. So I'm being honest here, I don't see anything happening. Obviously, stay alert, but I don't see anything happening. Remember, we're living in times of the great switchover and artificial intelligence is coming in. So they are testing it out with all these different gadgets and different things. But I don't see anything happening. Remember, I don't follow clicks. I don't follow the crowd. I just do it my way. Okay, I'm also seeing huge news coming in with the Taiwan government. Okay, so watch for this. And this has something to do with international trade. Now, I don't know if it's going to be connected with it or around about the time there's going to be some big news talked about international trade. Okay, so watch for that. What I'm also seeing is, I'm seeing the Australian voice referendum. People have emailed us saying, Louise, will you look into this? And tonight I'm saying, if anybody who doesn't know what I'm going on about, it's for the Indigenous people. Apparently, that's what they're wanting. It's all about voting and all of that. Okay? Apparently. Okay? So let's have a look and see what I can see. I'm seeing loopholes with this. It doesn't look so black and white as it looks. And this could cause a problem if this goes through. But if it does go through, it will get changed. So as I'm seeing it trying to pass through, I see blocks, blocks, blocks. Remember that. So if it does get in, there will be change, okay? So it will be temporary. Something is coming, guys, with the economy. And it's strange when I look into this crystal ball tonight because I see large graphs like lit up with different numbers, and it reminds us a bit like, you know, when you're looking at an airport when you're watching for the planes to come in. But it's something to do with economy, what I'm saying. And it's all lit up and everyone's talking about it. And it's all to do with many different countries. And I'm being shown China, Europe, France. And I say this will be no later than 2025. It could come off before then, right? Because remember, there's different timelines. So possibly watch for that. There's something huge coming with the economy. And I've talked about this before. There's a switchover happening. I don't believe all the banks will go down, but there's going to be a wobble. It's basically the fight of the fittest, okay? So this is no later than 2025. I say this, okay? Okie dokie. I've got the hiccups here, guys. Okay. Trudeau. People have asked us to look into Trudeau. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. And as you know, recently Canadian government accused India of assassinating a Canadian activist. And this has been sparking off, tit for tat. That the expulsion of the diplomat, you know, against I think it's the terrorist group, Khalistan or something, the movement, I might not be saying it right. But they have been named and they've been banned in India. Of course, India has denied this, and I do not see Trudeau in for much longer. There's going to be a competitor to come up against him. I've always felt that he's going to manoeuvre out and go into something else. All right? But what will take place over the next coming months will be his downfall for voting for the next time. So watch for that. But I feel when he goes, he'll just suddenly go and be replaced. And he may step out. There's different timelines, remember. He may step out before that happens. Okay. Watch for China and Russia coming into play with all of this. It's all to do with everything to do with Trudeau and India. So there could be something there coming in as well, okay? And it's everything sort of happens and manoeuvres in. It's all like a movie, guys. It's a massive, massive distraction. And I'm getting June, July of next year and April, May. And this is linked with Canada for 2024, and I'm getting huge news, so watch for that. I'm seeing smoke tonight in this crystal ball, guys, and I'm seeing it coming from the Vatican. And it's going to be around a memorable date, right? Or just after, around about that time. At the same time, there's going to be some huge news will come out at the same time, so watch for that. Okie dokie. What else am I getting? Right, many of you wrote to me asking me what do you see for September the 23rd? Well, obviously that's passed. And I kept messaging people back and saying, I didn't see anything. And as you know, there's a lot of intel what's out there. And like I've always said, I do not go with the intel, I go with what my spirit guides tell me. Okay? I am getting... There is going to be some bigger news coming out by the end of the month, by the end of September. Could be 27th, 28th, 29th, so possibly watch for that. Okay. But as you know, like nothing happened around the Saturday, the 23rd, and I didn't feel it would. But I've been seeing this for the last 2 weeks. So what else do I see? Okie dokie. As I'm remote viewing, looking into this crystal ball tonight, it's like everything's a great distraction at the moment. And what I've been shown here is, guys, I got this the other night as well. I'm being shown a triangular event. This is what my guides are telling us, what's coming. My guides are saying this is huge. And I'm being shown 3 incidents all happening at the same time. I'm sure I've been talking about this for a while. What I'm being shown here is smoke in devastation. And I hope this vision does not happen. It's not always nice when I see things, guys, you know what I mean? But I'm just telling you what I can see. Sometimes it hurts when I see these things. When I was a young woman, I seen what happened in the devastation on September the 11th in the USA. So it's a similar situation, but possibly bigger, or it's all going off at the same time. I get the feeling here of people being trapped, and I see lots of rubble and concrete, all right? And I'm seeing the word terrorism and tragedy, and I'm seeing it across world screens. I hope this doesn't happen. I'm getting also underground chaos, and above ground on a building, and also in plain sight, sky. We need to stay vigilant. And I'm being given the yellow flower. There's a connection. And I'm also being given the poppy. Remember that. And I'm being shown, and what I'm being given is, I'm seeing soldiers marching, and I'm getting onward Christian soldiers. Remember that song? Onward Christian soldiers. I'm getting that very strong. 4 is connected in 12. That could be linked with dates or months. And I'm also getting the colour red coming in with a building. Remember that. Okay, what else can I say? I'm seeing Parliament in trouble in the UK. And as you know, the house prices, as they decline, and they've never been so lowest since 2009, and the cost of living crisis rises, I'm actually saying I'm fearing a recession here. And I'm hoping it's short. We're sort of in a funny way, sort of in one now, because the people of the United Kingdom are struggling, like many are around the world, since everything what's happened over the last couple of years. But I'm actually being shown here the Bank of England, and it's coming out very strong. It's going to be on world news, and it could be on headlines, but it's short-lived. It's short-lived, so remember that. And there's going to be something proposed to the British people. Remember that. I'm also seeing as we're coming into the autumn and into the winter, I believe that we could have a bleak winter this winter. And it's not just for the United Kingdom, it could be across Europe, parts of the USA, where, you know, in the world where there's winter. I see a lot of snow, I see a lot of floods, a lot of rain, torrential rainstorms, floods, ice storms. I'm being shown here food banks. And they're going to need funding. It's going to be something on news. It could be in the UK here. And it could be a bit of a crisis. And I see also the UK could face power cuts this winter. So we need to prep, guys. I've been saying this for a while. We need to prep. Okay. I'm very drawn to America with the latest protests. No, it's not America. Why is that? Oh my goodness, I hope there's no protests coming up in America. Right, I'm getting, it's somewhere, yes, it's Armenia. I'm seeing protests. There's been protests, okay, as you know, it's been on the news. But also there could be protests that we could face UK and the USA as well. But the recent protests which have been happening in Armenia, all right, with the latest ceasefires, okay, this is going to, and it's obviously that dozens have lost their lives from the Azerbaijan forces, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, okay? But the question is, I believe Putin, I see his face, and there's going to be more problems to come. And I don't know if he's connected with this. And it's also connected with Ukraine. And this is steeped. And I'm getting karmic bad blood. I want you to remember that. Remember the 22nd and the 27th, and I'm getting October, November, December. So I want to send peace out to the people of Armenia, that, you know, that peace comes for them. And I believe it's, it's something to do with some forces, and they're called Azerbaijans or something like that. You'd have to check it out. If I find a link, I'll put it in the description. But I feel there's more problems to come. And it's been going on for a while, guys. All right? So it's like everything's rumbling. Everything's trying to heal. This is what it's about. And as things start to change, because the system's changing, it's disturbing the cockroaches. And it's people as well. People who, different towns, different cities disagreeing. And this is what's going on in the US as well. So we're going through a massive switchover at the minute. I'm also drawn to Turkey, and I see big announcements coming. Okay. What else do I see? I'm also feeling inflation could also come to the USA. All right, there could be problems there. And I predict worry with food on shelves. So there's something that could come off, and if it's not by 2024, it's no later than I feel it'll be over and done with by 2025, but sometimes I can read a year out. But I'm hoping this doesn't come off. So I'm seeing shortage of foods on shelves. And it's all sort of, there's going to be something about restrictions on people buying food. And it's all about the control. Talking about food, I'm also getting burger bars. All right? Or a burger bar, that's it, a burger bar. It looks quite quirky as I'm looking into this crystal ball. I don't recognise it. So I don't know if it's somewhere in the UK or somewhere different. Not that I go to these places much. But I'm seeing a burger bar on headlines with a scandal. So watch for that. Okay? When warships will go out, they will stall, and then they will turn back after the 3. So I don't know if that's 3 weeks or 3 months, so watch for that. And it's going to be a cliffhanger, guys. And it's all connected with money. Everything's connected with money. I see many floods this year and next. And this winter is going to be a stormy one. And I see this haunting picture, and it's on headlines. And it's something to do with floods. And I sort of see a woman with a hat on the back of her, or I don't know if she's holding a child or something. It's something, or trying to pull somebody out of the water. But it looks like in a sort of a city. I'm seeing this picture, it's haunting, and I'm seeing it on headlines. And this will prove it. Okay. I'm also being shown here that AI technology on the road and the sky and the train tracks will all sort of come in with a massive flood here. We're going to have an influx of futuristic sort of technology. It's like we've been held back from all this technology, and it's all been about money and greed. I want to say welcome to the island, exactly like the film. Welcome to the island. Interesting. What else am I seeing? We are living in times where it's height of flight at the minute. And it's the fight of the fittest, guys. And we are all standing for our freedom. For our children's future. So as you know, recently there's been the online safety bill, what's come into place, okay, to do with the internet. And something what the UK government's going on about, it's tolerance approach passed by Parliament to protect the children and the vulnerable people. I personally feel they're using this child safety to hide a bigger picture. You have to comment on the link below what you think, guys. But I'm also said, it's not the AI. I've said this for a long time. It's not the AI. All right? It's who's behind it. But you're talking quantum technology to come out onto this planet. And it's very much like Big Brother. And it's going to get more like Big Brother. So it's all to do with fighting about who's controlling this new earth. And I believe the recent shenanigans to do with Russell Brand, right, very suspicious. But also I believe has been majorly made very political. It's become like a divide. Now I'm going to say something. Now I want to say that what goes against what I said last Sunday night on Twitch. I said, I went in there to say, right, he's completely innocent, blah, 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 and all of this. I've had time to think about this because I've been off for a week or so. I've had time to digest this. And I don't believe it's as black and white as it looks. With this latest pantomime. Okay? This frenzy which has divided people. Right? And it's shown people for what we support. And I'm going to say something. There is no smoke without fire. There is no black and white with all of this to do with Russell Brand. All right? Rule number 1, you do not bite the hand who has fed you. I believe that he was part of the establishment. Okay? And he was in the club. I believe this very strong. And it makes me laugh how some so-called truthers out there are taking the side, okay, by saying, that he's innocent or whatever. I'm not saying he's not innocent. I'm just saying that nothing's come out properly yet about it all. But there's no smoke without fire. But it makes me laugh, right, because, they're following these people, right, because they're famous. Would they be taking the same approach if it was Joe Bloggs on the street who wasn't famous? It's political, guys. Everything is political. And this reminds me, this whole situation, it's like, remember the film Eyes Wide Shut? And, I'm getting Hollywood, secret parties. This is what I'm saying. And, it's blatant. It's out there within the music industry. We're seeing it. It's subliminal messages and where they're going on now. Nothing's been held back. The veil is thin, guys. This is all happening to change the internet. Everything what's happening. And to do with this bill, right, okay? And some people are being used and some people are part of it. But I'm telling you now, if you turn on the people who got you there at the top, they will come for you. This is what's happening. There is a great shift happening on earth right now. And our base situation is one of many of shocks to happen. And it's on a timeline to move us into a highly advanced, futuristic platform on the internet. It's part of it. The question is, are we going to end up being really ruled in a one world system? This is what I'm worried about. You'll have to comment on the link if you think that. But all these, these channels like Channel 4, BBC, I predict tonight, right, that it's going to be all over world news and there's going to be massive investigations to come with it. This is not black and white. I believe there's a bit of one and a bit of another. And if it goes Brand's way, right, they could be, majorly sued here or investigated. Not even seen taken down, there's a question mark. But he will go down too. I'm telling you this now. The damage is done. And I know there's people out there will say, well, they've done this on purpose. But when a 16-year-old schoolgirl comes out with shocking accusations, we must take this seriously. They're not all anonymous. Would you trust this person? If an accused person, right? If you're 16-year-old, would you trust somebody who is into the G word, okay, and assault? What happened, what this young girl, this schoolgirl has said? This has to be taken serious. This is where we are at now. And if you're taking the side because you believe it's political, would you ask yourself this? Would you have the same attitude if it was your 16-year-old daughter? I know I wouldn't. And also ask yourself this, right? If this was a person you hated or you didn't like so much, all right, would you still then believe that they were innocent? Of course you wouldn't. So where this stands so far is, we have 5 alleged victims. 4 of them are unknown. And big media corporations in UK government trying to take Russell Brand down. And we have one side saying he is using this, excuse me, is his defence. That, you know, the D-State is targeting him and blah-de-blah-de-blah and calling him out, big tech, big pharma and all of that, and governments and huge organisations. So he must be innocent, all right? But then you have the other side, all right, saying he has been... he's been a predator for many years in the past. And Russell, you know, he's been caught on camera admitting such perversion. And then you've got cult followings are blinded that, you know, this has all been planned. It's a cult. Everything is about money. And why do you think Rumble will take anybody? Money. It's all about money, guys. There's many different disguises out there. Okay. So what if one of these, you know, stories is real and it's been mixed up with lies? For example, the 16-year-old, and it's been mixed up with lies and the rest isn't. There's a good chance, all right, that this did take place. And maybe, just maybe, he can't remember because he was too high or intoxicated or on substances. And he thought it was consensual. It's such a difficult one when street drugs and alcohol is involved in these cases. Okay. It could be vice versa as well. It could also be that it's got mixed up on the other side. But anything when substances are involved in relationships, memories become twisted. Because this twists your reality. But some of these accusers could have a memory loss. This is what I'm being shown here. I just think this is going to get big. But things do change when substances come in. This, I believe, is going to possibly go to court. But I'm also feeling why they did this documentary. That's what I believe. That's what my feelings and my thoughts are on it. To take him down. Because they knew that it possibly couldn't go any further because of the substances. Anything to do with British law, you've got to have like the real facts. And you don't forget this is going back a long, long time. So if Channel 4 knew that there was substances involved, they knew that it wouldn't come to anything. But they could also get Russell out of the way, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I just feel that they've wanted him out the way because of the next 2024 election, with his influence in his mass following. I'm just saying. A huge voice with many followers. So blocking him brings distraction. But what I'm saying to you is we've got to have compassion because we don't know all of the truth. This young lady, the 16-year-old got it for me, guys. And if you can't believe that, I think that what people need to do is they need to look deep within themselves about their morals and stuff like that. This is where we're at the minute. Just because you're a fan of somebody, all right, it doesn't mean they're innocent. Okay? But what I am saying is this huge dark network is running the show. And he turned on them. They got him to where he is. He is the establishment. All right? Even though he's got social media, he is the establishment. You only have to look at the past to what he was into. This is not as black and white as it looks. I am getting that this will go to court. But what I do feel is everything to do with programs on television, everything has to change. If you're looking into the UK and you're going back to in the 70s, we had Benny Hill, we had all these different comedy shows, which you wouldn't get away with now because they were too sleazy. So times have changed. Some have changed for the good and some have not. But what I'm saying to you guys is, I am getting this really strong tonight. He may not be all innocent. All right? What the system does is they collect the information on everyone. And then they use this. I've said this for a long time. I've talked about this with Trump. They use this if you go against them. We're all being taught a lesson, guys, from this great divide. It's so polarized. It's all black and white. So just because someone has a mass following, this does not make them all holy and thou. It doesn't. There's a bigger picture. So there's always something else going on in the backstory. You have your public life, you have your private life, and then you have your secret life. The technology, what is out there, can tap into that if it wants to. Nobody, literally no one, is immune to this takedown. We are all playing out our karmic debts. And the past always comes back to haunt if you've done something wrong. We are moving now into the new age of AI. Cyber police are getting ready to manoeuvre in. This is the start of it. I'm seeing it unfold. And we are the people playing a part of this freedom. It's about speaking up, yes. But what I'm saying is, there's a side here. You've got the right, you've got the left. It's become political with what's happening. Is he innocent? Is he not innocent? Yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. So everyone's, secret lives could be exposed if you pay them off, really. Some people here have come to earth to change the system, and some are being served their karma. There's only God that knows. Watch for the next explosive scandals to come out, guys. I said this would happen. This would be the year, this year and next year. And over the next few weeks to the next few months, there's going to be more scandals coming out with different people. And more coming out with RB. But as I'm getting Russell's brand is going to become old. I'm getting this really strong. And it is to do with his appalling past behaviour towards women. Past. Yes, people can change. All right? But what I'm saying to you is, this is what I'm saying, what's going to come out. And it'll be a case which will come against a few women, right? But one woman will receive money. A lot of money. Maybe there's more, but there's one in particular, I'm being shown this. What else am I saying? I'm just feeling that we are being shown, it doesn't matter if he gets convicted or he doesn't get convicted, we are being shown who we really are, where we are at spiritually. Does that make sense? Okay, what else am I getting? Okie dokie. Right, lastly, I'm getting a message from my spirit guide, Jed. And he wants to say something to you. We are in the year, he's saying we are in the year of the great switchover, the great deceivement, and the great awakening. That's what he's saying. Many crimes are now being exposed from certain individuals within the public eye, from old footage, and some, I believe, will be exposed with recent incidents also to come. I urge you all to contemplate the integrity of your morals, your moral compass, and to be choosy of the company you keep and engage in and who you follow, as there is many wolves within sheep's clothing. Thank you, Jed. He wants to see more. The line between virtue and shadow can be ethereal, and it is so important to scrutinize your affiliations, as the thinnest of veils cannot obscure the truth from the watchful eyes of the higher force. Only God knows. He is above all social media and media outlets, and he will expose the truth. Thank you, Jed. Hope that's helped, guys. And until the next time, we are living in biblical times. We must stay strong. We must stay alert, stay vigilant, and stay in faith. This is biblical times, guys, we are in. And this is your host, Psychic LG, signing out. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.